Well, wrestling fans, guys, tonight apparently was the reset in WWE's eyes. They tried to make it that way. Okay, let's just make that clear. WWE tried to make this week the reset button for the fans. Vince McMahon, before I even get too in depth into this review, Vince McMahon came out tonight, and we were all wondering what Vinnie Mac was going to do. Was he going to fire Baron Corbin? Make a new general manager? Alexa Bliss? Kurt Angle? So on and so forth. Whoever they pulled out of their hat to be the new GM. Was Vince McMahon going to just come out and want a bunch of applauses and say, welcome to Monday Night Raw, blah, 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 because the ratings needed to go through the roof because the ratings have been in the toilet here lately. Was Vince McMahon going to do what he did tonight, which was bring out Stephanie Shane and Triple H to shake things up a bit? It's the fans' turn. We have been ignored for too long, right? So on and so forth. Matches that we want to see, that's what's going to be booked from now on. Rivalries that we want to see, that's what's going to be booked from now on. Competitors that we want to have championships, that's who's going to have championships from now on. So on and so forth. You all know what happened on Monday Night Raw tonight. Okay, the Authority, Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, Shane McMahon, Vince McMahon, all out there. Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live are going to have them putting on new things for us wrestling fans, according to them. And before we even get too excited, okay, we need to take a step back and realize one thing, okay? This is week one. Week one. It is fine. It is great. It is grand. It is fantastic to be happy about what WWE gave to us tonight. They gave to us some stuff that a lot of wrestling fans will be happy with. Revival, number one contenders for the tag team championships. Tyler Breeze on TV going one-on-one with Dean Ambrose. Some of you might not be really excited about that, but there is a certain audience that is happy with that. And Tyler Breeze actually had a matchup. He wasn't just out there buried. Okay? We all knew Tyler Breeze wasn't going to win, but he had an actual good contest. Fans have been griping about that he has been buried every single time he steps inside a WWE main roster ring. So, good job, WWE, on that. But, this is week one. Okay? Next week, we have Ronda Rousey versus Natalya. WWE had an 8-woman gauntlet matchup. Took up pretty much the entire third hour of Monday Night Raw. Look, if they follow up with a good week next week, and then they continue on with other good weeks, don't see why fans should come on here, and this includes myself, should come on here and gripe, moan, groan, and complain like we have been doing for months and months and months and months about Monday Night Raw. Accept the fact that every single one of us is going to get tired very, very quickly of the McMahon family being on TV. Now, it's nice seeing them every once in a while. Okay? But eventually, we all know Triple H and Stephanie are going to go down the road that they did in 2014, more than likely, where they're ruling with an iron fist. And they're making everybody's lives miserable. Things of that nature. No one wants to see that. No one. And if WWE goes down that road eventually and they turn them full-blown heels, no one wants to see that garbage. Who wants to see that garbage? I don't, and I'm sure you all don't either. Now, SmackDown Live, they keep SmackDown Live, just Shane McMahon, letting him do his thing over there. You know, so what? So what? But no one wants to see this authority stuff on Raw if they go back to that. Just don't. But let's dive into Monday Night Raw, shall we? And everything that happened tonight. First, don't forget to become a subscriber today. We have 184 subscribers right here on this channel right now. Let's try to make it 200 by the end of the year. Be much appreciated if we hit that mark. Seems like a pretty reasonable goal. If we hit 200 subscribers by the end of the year, be much appreciated. And don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Twitter at 2007Webby. And leave me a like and a comment down below. Be much appreciated. But now, Monday Night Raw. Let's dive into this. As we went over, Vince brought out his family, Stephanie, Triple H, Shane. They all came out, said there was going to be a change and all this stuff. Pretty much everything I just laid out to you, that is what they went over. Next thing we know, Baron Corbin comes out, is pleading his case why he should still be the general manager of Monday Night Raw. The fans are eating Baron Corbin alive. Boos galore, honestly. All over Baron Corbin. I mean, he couldn't get anything out of his mouth. Really letting the fans just eat Baron Corbin with boos. Heel heat galore. Triple H, Vince, everybody made standard a matchup that they usually make. If you win, then you get to keep your general manager position. And if you lose, then you're fired from your general manager position. So, Baron Corbin faces, you suck, you suck, you suck, you suck. Kurt Angle. Pretty good contest for the opening matchup, I guess. It made sense. Kurt Angle and Baron Corbin have history on Monday Night Raw. Baron Corbin put Drew McIntyre in a matchup with him, which absolutely embarrassed Kurt Angle to a T, in which Kurt Angle tapped out. So, wanting revenge as we speak on Baron Corbin, and that's exactly what he got tonight. He and numerous other superstars got revenge on Baron Corbin again. He slayed her, pretty much everybody that was got revenge on him last night at TLC got revenge on him tonight, with the exception of Finn Balor. And that's because Finn Balor was taking on Dolph Ziggler right after this matchup. So that explains why he was not out there. But in the end, Kurt Angle victorious on this night, and it's the right thing to happen. It just is. If the McMahon family is going to be around regularly, then Baron Corbin does not need to be the general manager of Monday Night Raw. Dolph Ziggler versus Finn Balor. This was starting off to be a very good contest, to be perfectly honest with you. And it ended up being a disaster. To be frank. Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre, I would love to see, or Dolph Ziggler and Finn Balor, mind you, I would love to see in an actual rivalry. A match without interruptions by Drew McIntyre, and a matchup on pay-per-view without commercial breaks, without any of that. That would be something to see. Now, of course, Drew McIntyre would interfere in this contest because he has taken losses by both of these individuals, Ziggler and Balor. Now, both of them have been not clean victories, but he has taken losses by both of these superstars. So he was wanting revenge, got involved in the matchup. In the end, disqualification after he was attacking Finn Balor in the matchup. But next week, it's a triple threat match. Ziggler, Balor, and McIntyre. And if McIntyre does not win this contest, I don't know what in the world WWE is doing. The only thing I could think of is they were setting it up for Drew McIntyre to win the triple threat contest. But whatever the case, they were needing a big match for Christmas Eve show. And this is what they came up with. Dean Ambrose comes out, and as we know, he has new music. Then his music hits, and he still has everybody coming out with the gas mask and all this stuff, the SWAT team and all that, which honestly they all pretty much were made to look like a bunch of losers once Seth Rollins got in the ring, because Seth Rollins took them all out. And like I said earlier, we got to see an Intercontinental Open Challenge, Intercontinental Championship, and Tyler Breeze was the man that answered it. Like this decision, it was a great contest for the show, and look, if we can see more of those with superstars we don't usually see on Raw, and their baby faces taking a step up against Dean Ambrose, hey, I'm all for that. And then maybe Seth Rollins interferes while the rivalry goes on. Keep that up. I don't have a problem with that. That is something that I'd be interested in, because some of these superstars really have not had any opportunity whatsoever. So I like this first step that they took with Tyler Breeze here on Raw tonight. Now, as far as Seth Rollins is concerned, and this whole rivalry with Dean Ambrose, I think it's pretty much a conclusion here that Dean Ambrose is going to win this rivalry, and Seth Rollins is going to move on to bigger and better things. I think it's pretty much guarantee that Seth Rollins is going to go face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, because there's no way, there is absolutely no way Brock Lesnar is losing the Universal Championship at the Royal Rumble to Braun Strowman. No way. Nobody's going to believe that. None. Whatever the case. Moving on. Almighty Cringely came out and was making fun of Elias, and Elias got revenge by waffling him with the guitar. And that's all I have to say about that. The Lucha House Party took on AOP, took on the Revival, took on the B Team. The winner takes on Chad Gable and Bobby Roode for the Raw Tag Team Championship at a later date. They'll probably stick it on random Monday Night Raw to try to boost up some ratings, or they'll stick it at the Royal Rumble. One of the two. The Revival pick up the win here. Good. WWE, you didn't have AOP win this contest. I want AOP to get a nice little push. I think that some of their stuff that they've had to go through is pretty dumb, honestly. Drake Maverick peeing on Bobby Roode's robe and things of that nature. AOP is not that type of character. They don't. I mean, that doesn't spill out hardcore, going to beat you up, tear you apart. That doesn't. I don't see that when I see AOP. So I am not believing in them right now. You've watered them down. Revival, look, I don't care if they have lost to the Lucha House Party that many times. The Revival, their body of work when they are wrestling and you allow them to wrestle, speaks for itself. They deserve this opportunity, and hopefully they beat Chad Gable and Bobby Roode for the Tag Team Championship whenever they get that opportunity. Ronda Rousey comes out and stumbles over her words about how a champion is supposed to be. And that's about the best I can describe that. And then we had an 8-woman gauntlet matchup. And honestly, Bayley was the Seth Rollins of the men's gauntlet matchup that we saw earlier with Seth Rollins when he beat John Cena and Roman Reigns and lasted an hour in it. Bayley was that in this, in my estimation. Bayley put in a lot of work. She looked absolutely fantastic in it. But they went with Natalya here. I, for one, disagree with this decision. Really disagree with this decision to put Natalya over for the number one contender spot next week. I really think Ember Moon should have gotten this spot or something along those lines. Now, why? Natalya has not turned her back on Ronda Rousey yet. She's still babyface. There is no history between these superstars outside of being friends. And honestly, I just don't want to see a babyface Natalya taking on a babyface Ronda Rousey. So, if Natalya turns heel next week, and they set up a match for the Royal Rumble, then I will be happy with it. If not, this is a big waste of time, and they should have given it to someone else. Ruby Riott, Ember Moon, Sasha Banks, Bayley, someone. Not Natalya. Natalya should be heel. It's a perfect opportunity to do it next week and set up a match for the Royal Rumble. WWE, are you going to pull the trigger and have it done? We will wait and find out. But this has been your Monday Night Raw review. It was better than usual. Better than usual. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up. Don't forget to leave me a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook at 2007 Webby, and also on Twitter at the same social media at 2007 Webby. That's how you can find me. Now, tomorrow, SmackDown Live review. WWE says they're shaking things up. We'll see how they shake things up on SmackDown. But until I see you then, this is Webby, and I'll catch you on the other side. Talk to you later.